Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
In this episode we will continue our commentary on Zachary Fisher's article entitled The Hopi Prophecy, the Blue Kachana and the Return of the Ant People. So we are up to the part where Zachary talks about a golden web covering the earth. The article reads, "A golden web covering the earth. The Hopi described this long before the internet, satellites, or wireless technology existed. They saw a time when the entire planet would be wrapped in an invisible spider's web, connecting everyone, for better or for worse. Today, that web surrounds the earth in both digital and energetic form." So, Judy, you have spoken about how Earth has always been protected by the gardeners of the earth. Would this be part of what they are referring to here?
Sort of, and that's what the Greys presence is all about. But I think here they were referring more specifically to things like the internet and satellites, which are both digital and energetic. Just think about the major differences, both positive and negative, that have happened to planet Earth since this technology has become available. It never ceases to amaze me how easy it is now to communicate with somebody in another country. This has really been brought home to me in working with a publisher in America, with me living in Australia. I know we grumble about technology when it goes wrong,
Yes.
but wow, it's just amazing when it's working. And what a great way of describing it, like an invisible spider's web connecting everyone for better or worse.
Yes, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so continuing with the commentary. A star falling from the heavens. The Hopi spoke of a dwelling place in the sky losing its position. We see this in satellites falling, space debris burning in the atmosphere, and the unexpected brightening and dimming of star-like objects that grab global attention. These events match the prophecy word for word. So anything to comment on here, Judy?
Not really. I think it's pretty clear that this is what they're referring to, including the UFOs or UAPs that are becoming regular visitors.
Yeah. Okay, so just continuing. Nations mixing like ants, the elders said humanity would spread, scatter, and blend in ways never seen before. Global travel, immigration, digital community, and cultural fusion fulfill this sign with startling clarity. People are moving, mixing, relocating, and reshaping identity at unprecedented speed.
Yes, Paula, again, this pretty well speaks for itself. You just have to look at the ease of international travel and how affected people were when COVID hit and travel was stopped. And this easy blending of nations is serving to bring about oneness to humanity, despite the negative fear input on immigration being spread by the planetary controllers. Their whole agenda is to keep us divided and disempowered. If humanity can ever put aside its racism and religious prejudice, our empowerment as a planetary culture would soar. As we've talked about before, universally speaking, most ET cultures are hybridised. Just as on Earth you rarely get anyone now who is pure English, American, Australian or whatever. This is our path back to oneness and empowerment.
So this next part is interesting. It reads, "Weather no longer follows the old rules. Climate instability, jet stream anomalies, pole wobble, seasons flipping, floods where deserts used to be, and droughts where rivers once ran. The earth is shifting her axis of harmony exactly as the prophecy described." Judy?
Okay, I just cannot get my head around anybody denying this. We have it going on right now here in Australia with major flooding throughout the north and central Queensland. The latest count is 60,000 stock losses from drowning in what is generally almost desert-like grazing country, where stock is more likely to be dying from lack of water and grazing. At the same time, there have been major bushfires down south, covering nearly all the state of Victoria, which is usually cool and lush. But another anomaly is that Tasmania, also down south, was getting snow at Christmas, which is summertime.
Really?
We were having a heat wave on Christmas Day here in Queensland. Australia just does not get snow in summer.
Didn't. Yes, even right down south in Tasmania. Okay, so Zachary's article continues. Sickness and sudden departure rising, the Hopi warned that when the world was spiritually out of balance, many would become ill, many would leave suddenly, and many would return home. We are seeing this everywhere now. It is not random, it is a soul-level sorting.
Yes, that's for sure. This was what COVID was all about. We got a heads up that night on our ship in November of 2019, I think it was. This was the night that the mothership resembled a busy airport terminal with a huge number of Earth humans passing over and needing to be talked to and given guidance. Up there, we operate beyond 3D, so the fact that the whole COVID thing hadn't happened down here at that stage didn't matter. The timing is irrelevant outside of 3D. Up there, we operate beyond time and space. The next morning when we compared notes, we had no idea what was going to happen, but we knew something major was coming up in the near future. Many people do decide to pass over at the time of planetary shifts. Some don't feel spiritually ready, and others know that they need to be in spirit to offer help and guidance.
Yeah.
Those who are not ready for a higher planetary frequency simply reincarnate back to a level they feel comfortable with to continue in their training, perhaps on a lower grade version of school planet Earth.
As Esatani Zeta Basha says, Earth is one of the best school planets in the universe. It's the equivalent of a top university. So to continue with the prophecy, it reads, a great purifier approaching. The elders spoke of a purifier that would cleanse the world through fire from the sky. This is not a comet, it is the sun. The rising X-class flares, geomagnetic storms, and solar upheaval are the exact expression of the purifier they foretold. The world splitting into two paths, one of clarity, conscious and awakening, and one path of confusion, fear and collapse. You see this bifurcation in families, communities, governments and individuals everywhere. Two realities emerging at once. The Hopi call this purification of the fourth world, the same cycle that always comes before the fifth, the world of illumination. They said the signs would appear when humanity was out of balance, when people had forgotten their connection to the Creator, and when the earth itself began signalling the need for renewal.
Oh wow, yes, you can see this in the escalation of warfare driven by these narcissistic world leaders who also deny climate change, and the white supremism that's still making itself so obvious through the treatment of migrants and refugees, and all the religious intolerance with humans killing their fellow humans over religion, which is just ridiculous. All of this is synonymous with fear and divisiveness as opposed to unconditional love and oneness. I can see the same thing happening again, just as happened with the two timelines that resulted in the polar opposites of the Hopi Anunnaki and the Sumerian Anunnaki. Talk about being born in interesting times.
Yes, you can say that again. So thanks for your input on all of this, Jude. And if you'd like to read more about such things, all Judy's books are available from Amazon and can be accessed through links on her website listed below. And they are
Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by the Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and also both available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, blending religion and science in oneness from an off-planet perspective.
Thanks, Jude, and thanks everyone for listening. Please share, like and subscribe, and we're sending you much love. Bye for now.